Hey guys, it's Spacey Sins, and we are back with more My Next Life as a Villainess. Bird is with me and he's trying to bite the headset. I tried to start recording before, and as soon as I started talking, he's like, jump on the headset. And I'm like, you can't do that. You need to simmer down. You're being a jerk. Anyway, so, right, we're back at the infirmary, because Keith is here. What? The doctor collapsed? That's interesting. Yes, unfortunately, from overworking. That makes sense. The nurse looks forlornly at the doctor, who's sleeping soundly. He looks extremely pale and tired. We can't just wake him up now. We need to let him rest. He was taking care of so many patients. I hope he's fine. Plus, he had to deal with all these pirates. What a crazy situation. Must have been so taxing. I can't even imagine all the mental stress he had to go through. We return to Rozzy and find him trying to get out of bed. Rozzy, what are you doing? You should stay in bed or your injury will get worse. Well, I overheard you saying that the doctor collapsed, so I'll check out the herbs myself. My injury's fine, but thank you for your concern. I doubt that. You don't look fine at all. Here, hold on, I'll help you. Are you trying to talk too? Are you reading minds? I don't know if you can read. Who taught you how to read? Do you know how to read? I mean, you can't just talk when I'm talking. Can you hear him? I've got my face by him, so I think you can hear him when he's like grumbling while I'm trying to talk. You're supposed to talk when I'm not talking, not when I am talking. Every once in a while, though, you make rah, 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 rah noises, and I feel like you're trying to learn to say words, and the first time you say a word, it's going to freak. Don't you bite the headset. Then you freak me out. You're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to talk. I know some birdies learn to talk, but, like, it's always weird. Like, because it's like a weird robotic bird version of, like, your voice, and I don't know, it's bizarre. They always sound like, hi, this is my name. Like, they just sound awkward, and it's like, I don't know. I love birds, but when birds talk, it's weird. Like, certain birds, it's the way it is, it's like a weird, garbled, like, from beyond the grave message over the staticky phone. Like, it's just, it's got a weird pitch and tone and garble to it. You're like, it's a little unnerving in a way. You can mumble, though, all you want, buddy. All right, simmer down now. All right, you can talk if you want to read lines and share, but you got to do it not when I'm talking. Because everybody would like to listen to you. You're so cute. Anyway. Keith lends his shoulder to Rozzy, keeping him stable as they walk over to where the herbs are. When she sees Rozzy on his feet, the nurse frantically rushes over to him. No, look, Mr. Rozzy! Lord? She was going to call him Lord, wasn't she? He is absolutely someone. He owns this ship. He fucking owns this goddamn ship, doesn't he? Is Ryle his dad? Wait a minute. Back it up. You know what I mean? Because didn't Ryle have something to do? I mean, listen, I mean, I knew you knew he was someone important when they were like, when was it? I don't know, it was a couple parts ago, but like you were like, okay, he's definitely more than just they've always been suspicious of him, like he's on the side of the pirates. But then there was something in this where you were like, he's definitely more important than just an engineer. You know what I mean? Sure, he knows something. Like, and in this one, it wasn't like he's on the side of the pirates. I mean, that could be why Frederick kicked his ass. I'm assuming it was Frederick. But you were like, he's something special. He's somebody. Oh, right, because it was the doctor, and he was like, no, and then, anyway, don't know you, and it's like, huh, that was sus as fuck, you're important. And she was about to call him Lord, wasn't she? Ooh! That would also explain why he seems to know a lot about things. Of course, he's got a formal education. He's not just some schmuck off the streets. You know, they don't They don't educate you in this world unless you're rich. Otherwise, like, fuck you. You get to be stupid. You don't get educated. You gotta keep the masses down. That's how it works. It is kind of like ye oldie timey stuff. Are you wealthy? No, then you don't get an education. Pshaw. Learn to read. Next, you'll be thinking that as a woman you should get any rights. Funny. Man, history's kind of fucked up when you think about it, isn't it? Anyway, he's a lord. We knew it. Okay, that's not a surprise, but it's like, ooh, okay, tell me more.
I'll be fine. I promise we won't disturb you. Can we take a look at the herbs for a few minutes?
That's important. And then it's actually funnier he's got this voice, because this is not the voice you'd think of, like, some hoity-toity lord would have. The lowly engineer, sure, but that's what makes it more fun, I guess. Hesitantly, the nurse agrees to let us see the herbs. Rozzie's strong tone of voice indicates how serious he is. Oh, also, he's a lord, so she gonna listen to him. The nurse seems tense. Doesn't that mean Rozzie's injury isn't healed yet? He keeps insisting he's fine. No, she's like, oh, he's super important. She's probably worried about his injury, but also more likely because he's super important. Anxiously, I watch Rozzie walk around. He sits on a chair and heaves a sigh. He looks exhausted.
Ew. So, these are the herbs. Do either of you remember the taste or fragrance of the tea?
Of course! It was so delicious. It was warm, refreshing, and... what else? I can only remember it being delicious, and that I felt refreshed after drinking it. I can't recall any details at all. I look to Keith to plead for help. He smiles wryly and starts to explain it better. You know, for someone who's a foodie, you think she'd be like, okay, so it had undertones of rosemary and lavender in it, but she should be better at identifying food, not being like, it was good. What kind of cave woman is she? I don't feel bad. They're making her really useless. But we have to make Keith feel better about himself, so.
Well, the taste was mostly sour. I think that's why some patients didn't like it. But after the sourness, it was a little sweet. The color was yellow-greenish. It looked a bit like chamomile tea. And the doctor said that the herbs had purifying effects and can relieve nausea. I sometimes watch the doctor make it. I think he used around 4 types of herbs when he made that blend.
Wow, Keith sure has an amazing memory. I mean, that's more helpful. Like, if she was like, here's the flavors, and then again, if they were woody and herbs, she might not have known what the hell they were. She'd be like, there was a weird taste. Like, what if you had cilantro for the first time and you're like, it tasted like soap? You know what I mean? Somebody who doesn't have that weird, like, genetic disorder would be like, I don't know any herb or anything that tastes like soap. You know? And or if it's something you've never had, like, how do you describe it? You know what I mean? And to be fair, certain things, like, it tasted like lemon. If you don't know what a fucking lemon is. Like, it's citrusy. What if you don't know what citrus is? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess we could have been like that. The sour and the sweet were helpful. We're like, it was good. Okay. That doesn't. I still think she'd be better at identifying certain things. I mean, like, it was similar to this, but, you know what I mean? Being a foodie and being someone who, like, eats all the time. She should just be better at it. Keith being able to add, I used to see him put 4 different herbs, and one of them looked like this, and let me draw the other one, and like, because he was watching, and he's perceptive, so, you know.
I see. Sour and a little sweet afterwards.
Rousey gingerly picks up a bottle, deep in thought. The bottle has a label on it and contains a mixture of dried and chopped herbs.
None of the herbs here fit your explanation. I've never even heard of this one. Are there any herbs here that aren't minced? Oh, the doctor's keeping some in his greenhouse. I think all the herbs here came from there. He really is quite studious. Still, I don't recognize some of these. Are they all wildly grown in Quid? Come to think of it, he said he was studying herbs from Sorcier, too. Ah, Sorcier's herbs. Well, that makes more sense. The herbs from Quid that I recognize do have purifying effects and can relieve some symptoms, but they're not that effective. The herbs from Sorcier must be the ones that are relieving the patient's symptoms.
Herbs from Sorcier? I'm afraid I'm not familiar with any herbs, so... How about we go to the library? I recall Mary reading a book about plants. Maybe we can find one about Sorcier's herbs. Oh, we could definitely try that. I feel so much better today, so I'll go with you. I'm well enough to do some research. All right, then let's get a move on. We say this as if pirates aren't gonna stop us from going to the library. Are we just gonna go to the library without pirates? Or are we gonna at least explain? Did we just go to the... Oh, okay, there's a pirate with us. I was like, wait, what? We're trying to figure out what's in the tea that the doctor brewed, because that might help cure people of their nausea, seasickness, and if you throw out the sachets, then people stop getting sick. You're welcome. He and I walk over to the library, with a pirate guard accompanying us, of course. It's nice that he's just letting you hang out in the library. I'll wait right here. Tell me when you're done with your little research. Okay, got it. All right, here I go. Time for Katerina Clays to do some research about herbs to save everyone. I wonder if I can take a romance novel with me when we leave. Oh, but that's definitely not what I came here for. You could just hide it under your skirt. What's he gonna do? Not checking. I pick a book off the shelf nearby and start flipping through some pages. And if your pockets are big enough for all the snacks you keep hiding, you could probably hide a novel in there. I'm just saying. It sounds like she got some deep-ass motherfucking pockets in these skirts. Which, I'm just saying, is a fucking crime that this game is like, she has got so many motherfucking snacks in her pockets, and it's like, are you just trying to rub it in our face that we don't have pockets that deep in any of our clothing? Because one, women's clothing barely has pockets, and then when it does, they're not, like, deep enough to put all your motherfucking snacks and secrets in. Let alone a romance novel. Fucking let alone a single cookie. She stole lots of snacks! I'm pretty sure that bitch whipped out a whole cake at one point. She didn't, but, like, you're not fazed by that, are you? You're like, yeah, no, it seems legit. So I'm just saying. I mean, when you have big billowy skirts, you should have big billowy fucking pockets to go along with it. If the logic behind why women's clothing doesn't have pockets is because, oh, you don't want to ruin the lines, and women are meant to be curvy and sexy, and pockets ruin that if you were to put things in them. Oh! Seriously, bullshit. But if that's the logic behind it, then you would think, okay, well, the floofier the skirt, the bigger the pockets, because then the more shit you put in them, and the floofier the skirt is, therefore making floofy skirt even floofier. And that's what you want, right? So I'm just saying, no excuse why floofy skirts can't have ginormous motherfucking pockets. A big skirt should be like 50% pocket. Okay? Right? 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 Anyway. I pick a book off the shelf nearby and start flipping through some pages. It's a romance novel that both Sophia and I are quite passionate about. Also, I'm sorry, but that is why I should run the world. Because pockets for everyone! That's the only platform I got. Also, localize all Atome games! Fuck the bro flakes, they got enough big titty anime girl games. It's Atome game decade. Okay? And it's gonna last a millennia. Didn't say it had to make sense. Woo! Vote for Spacey for Supreme Overlord of the Universe. I don't want that kind of responsibility, but like, you know, I'll be the advisor to the Supreme Overlord of the Universe, right? You know, like, no. Pockets, big ass pockets. Big enough for snacks. Also, snacks don't have calories in them anymore, so you can eat as many as you want and your body won't get fat. Listen up, body! Snacks don't count. Yeah. If I didn't read the number of calories on the back, they don't count. So, just shape up, body, you know? Just saying. I'm a little unhinged right now. Anyway. Wait, this is one of the Devilish Earl series. This volume is my favorite. I can't help but search the pages for my favorite scene. In this volume, the Devilish Earl finally... Sister, do you remember why we're here? We're gonna make out in the stacks, right? We keep coming to this library and nobody's pinned me against the bookshelves yet. Of course I do! Well then, where's the section for, herb stuff? I was reading that novel without thinking, but now's not the time. I already have that book anyhow. As I return the novel to its shelf, I suddenly hear footsteps rushing toward the library. Peek over curiously. Silva? Nope, other progress. There you are. Captain wants to see you. What? Me? Yeah, you and me. It's urgent. Let's run. Then I need to watch over them. Please don't mind us. If it's urgent, go see your captain. It'll take us at least an hour to do our research here. But don't worry, we're not going anywhere. The patients need our help to recover fully. Alright, fine, but don't you dare leave this library. I'll send another guard here to take my post. The pirate henchmen run off together. These pirates aren't frightening at all. I used to imagine pirates as someone like, yo ho ho, you're now our booty. But, you're now our booty? But a cannoneer in Atsu's magazine was like one of the typical pirates, huh? The pirates on this ship may look like underlings, but they're not intimidating or rough at all. Even the pirate crew's name is different. It was probably nothing more than a dream. I'll just think of it that way. Like, pirates, and you think pirates are going to be rough, and these ones are very delicate. They have very soft hands. They use a lot of lotion. Like, they're very good. Oh my god! Oh my god, I might break a nail. They're well manicured. Nary a broken cuticle in sight. Like, your hands are probably nicer than mine. Mine are not that great, so. Katerina won't be doomed if that was all just my imagination. Probably. I guess. Anyway, back to business. I must look for information about the herbs. Alright, it's probably this shelf. I'll search from the top so you can start from the bottom, okay? Leave it to me! Then I start searching for books about herbs from Sorcier. But it's harder than it looks. The books are all over the place and they aren't categorized properly. Very difficult to find anything. What about that book about plants that Mary was reading? I think it was... Wait, this isn't it. I take a book off the shelf, flip through it, and put it back. Repeating that process, I move on to another shelf. I wonder how Keith's doing. I peer over at Keith, who's standing next to me. His expression is gloomy. Like me, he takes a book off the shelf in front of him and flips through the pages, but he looks awfully depressed. What's the matter? Do you want candy? I think we should ask him what's the matter, not do you want candy. Although, do you want candy is very much a Katerina, like, kind of thing. Like, what's the matter is like we're checking in on him directly, but like, I feel like the, do you want candy? Is like a indirect way of looking in on him and being like, you probably don't want to talk about it, but like, I'm offering you candy because I know you got a sweet tooth because of me. And like, it's my way of trying to cheer you up without like prying into like what's bothering you. The very Katerina type thing. And like, if you were Keith, you'd be like, oh, look at her and her and charming and adorable, and thinking about snacks type of a thing. Like, and I know she's offering me her candy because like, you know, she's worried about me. I could absolutely see it go that way. I'm gonna guess the right answer is probably what's the matter, but I kind of like my version of do you want candy? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's what's the matter. You're either gonna go the basic route. To be fair, that's the obvious answer, but I like my version of do you want candy? Like, a little subtle, like, aw moment. You know, come on. Keith, is something wrong? No. Why do you ask? Well, you look down, so... I'm sorry, sister. I don't mean to worry you. Keith lets out a deep sigh and chuckles to himself. I'm just disappointed in myself. What? Why? I feel useless. I didn't notice anything about the herbs or the sachets, even though they were directly related to my sickness. Well, I wasn't helpful either. My friends are the brilliant ones, but it wouldn't be helpful to point that out, so I just listened to him patiently. Keith stares at his palms with sad-looking eyes. He does have sad eyes anyway, but... So, when the pirates attacked, I was no match for Silva. Never noticed how weak and pathetic I was. First of all, your magic is earth magic, and you're in the middle of the fucking ocean, so like... Plus, you were also sick at the time, which... could also account for weakening your magic. Can't really blame you. Although I'm still questioning why you can't use, like, dirt and sand. I mean, We're probably, it's far away. We're a deep, deep ocean, but you know. My magic is so strong that it frightened me when I was a child. It's so strong and yet still unable to protect you. Wait, isn't that just because we're at sea? There's no land and hardly any dirt. I can't use my earth bump either. My magic is too weak to do anything with the limited amount of dirt on this ship. In any case, the ship's way too small. If Keith used his magic at full power, I'm sure he would end up harming the other passengers. I want to tell him that there's no need for him to feel so disappointed with himself, but he frowns, getting further into his frustration. Hug him. And if I can't use my magic, I could have been useful in other ways. If I was a good swordsman, then I could have fought back against the pirates. If I was familiar with technology like Razi, or if I was smarter or faster, then maybe we wouldn't be in this situation. But in the end, I couldn't do anything. Couldn't think of a way to escape or defeat the pirates. I love our little sad sack brother boyfriend. Aww. Just needs to be held and petted and told that he's pretty and good enough. Aww. To top it all off, I kept getting sick and making you worried. Couldn't even take responsibility for my own illness. Even after we found out the cause, all I can do is search for books like this. What do you think I'm doing? And with his injury, Razi's studying the herbs back in the office, trying to find a cure. As for me, look how pathetic I am. You're wrong, Keith. You're helping me by being here with me. I wouldn't be able to find anything if I was alone here. I feel safe with you by my side. You don't have to torment yourself like this. Still, scared. I always feel like you'll go somewhere far away from me while I remain here useless. Should have read that better. He looks at me with sad eyes. He looks like a child who lost his mother. His little sad face is so precious. These games have done things to me because there was just a turning point somewhere where it's like, oh, I love it when they're sad. I don't know why. Keith, I kind of like you having your little sad sack moment right now. It's adorable. I kind of like it better than pompous and bravado. Like, oh, ha, ha, I'm a wonderful, amazing. Like, no, I like you sad like this. I don't know. I mean, don't burden me with this all the time, but it's okay if you're like a little bit of a sad sack. It's all right. Kind of into it. I've got some power here. Looking straight into his pleading eyes, I smile. Kiss him. You don't have to worry, Keith. You're my precious family. Didn't I tell you we'll stay together forever? This is where you get frustrated, Keith, about me calling you family, and you pin me against these books. Somebody pin me against the damn bookcases! What the shit? What's a girl got to do to get pinned against a bookshelf? But I'm serious. I need it. I try to cheer him up, but Keith looks even more dejected when I say that. That's not enough. Keith whispers in a voice so small I can barely hear him. Yeah, it's not enough. He doesn't want to be our precious family. Well, not like brother family. He wants to be husband family. He glares at the wall so fiercely that I'm at a loss for words. Should I comfort him? I try to turn around to put down the book I'm holding when suddenly... Oh my god, are you pinning me against the bookcases? Oh my god, please. Oh my god. Keith hugs me from behind and I accidentally drop the book. Not. There's a slight disappointment in me that it is not. You just see her skirt and bookcase. I'm like, please, pin me again. No, you're hugging me from behind again. I mean, you're kind of pinning yourself against the bookcase with me as the book. It's not. It's. It'll have to do, I guess. But it's not what I wanted. But it doesn't mean it's not adorable. It's just, could have done better. Keith? I call his name, but Keith remains silent. Although, I mean, is Keith really the one to get like a little forceful and like shove you against a bookcase? Probably not. But I think that's why I'd have liked it more, you know? The like grabbing you from behind and being a little sad and emotional. His hands grip me even more tightly. Maybe he doesn't want me to see his face. As I wait for him patiently, Keith's voice comes out in a low whisper. Sister, I'm a man too, you know. Of course you are. You're the only son in our family. What do you mean? That's not what I meant. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm taller and bigger than you now. Did you realize that? You have to be really fucking straight up obvious. You can't be like hinting at this like I'm a man. Like, I'm in love with you and I want to fuck you. Do you not like I don't want to be your brother, I want to be your lover. Like, you gotta be obvious. You literally have to spell it out. Now that he mentions it, I feel his whole body enveloping me when he hugs me like this. I guess it's true. He's taller and bigger than me now. I don't care to notice. Oh, I didn't care to notice these things before. Maybe you didn't want to, because, it's a little wrong to want to bang your brother. Huh. As a child, Keith used to be so small and cute, like a little angel. Since when was he this tall? And now she's blushing. Oh. I looked down and noticed that his hands are different from mine. They're large and bony, still gripping me tightly from behind. Large and bony doesn't make them sound pretty, but they probably are, but like, not the best description. I can feel his warm breath touch my ears lightly. My cheeks start to turn red. Oh. What? Something's happening to me. I feel weird. My head feels hot and my heart starts beating out of my chest. Like instantaneously, she's like, oh! You are a man. Good God, girl. I would absolutely have been this clueless and be like, oh, I've been falling in love with you all this time and didn't even realize, yeah, no, okay, I'm dumb. Yeah, absolutely. I get her. I stand there motionless, unable to breathe. Keith continues to speak, holding me tightly. Same age. I don't want you to feel responsible for me, sister. I want to be the one to protect you. I want you to rely on me as a man. His voice is so deep as he whispers into my ear that I feel flustered. What should I say? Wait, calm down. This is normal, right? Siblings hug all the time. I shouldn't feel so flustered. Yeah, but this might be a little different. It's not that your sibling couldn't, pop out and, hug you from behind or something, but holding you like this and, tightly, this is an embrace. This is not a hug. This is different. There is a difference. Keith's soft hair lightly brushes my ears. I'll always be by your side. I promise I'll do everything I can to return you home safely. Keith rests his face in the nape of my neck. Oh my. Please don't leave me behind. Hearing the sadness in his desperate plea makes me forget all of my embarrassment. I whip around to face him directly. Keith, I will never leave you behind. I take his hand and stare straight into his eyes. They're filled with anxiety. It's the same look he had as a child when he was passed around from one family to another. Aww. Keith, you're special to me. No matter how much you've grown, you're still you. I'm the useless one here, not you. I can't do anything without you by my side. Don't ever leave me. She didn't say that. Oh my god. Keith's always with me. He's the one I share my snacks with. He's the one who helps me with my assignments. If he left me, I'd feel so lonely. Well, he might fall in love with some girl and get married one day. When that happens... Oh... Wait, what? Thought of that makes my brain stop working all of a sudden. She's like, no one will take my brother from me. He's the future Duke of Clays. He'll have to get married one day. It's common sense. If anything, I'm also Jordo's fiancé. It means that one day we'll have to go our separate ways. It's going to be a little weird when you go to your parents and the Duke marries his brother. Let's be real. We're fancy aristocrats, so probably normal to marry your cousins. And he's not really related to us. I don't even think he's like a cousin or anything. Our dad just felt bad for him and took him in. So adopted brother. Stepbro is totally... Stepbro would be a closer relationship than random kid we picked up off the street. The street rat that we picked up. Oh, poor Keith. I found this fact to be very unpleasant. Keith, dear brother who's always with me, I'd hate to live a life without him. Sister? Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, Keith, I'll always stay with you, all right? It's a promise. I hold out my pinky finger. Keith looks puzzled. Oh, right. Pinky swears don't exist in this world. We should at least try, so I take Keith's pinky finger and cross it with mine. I'll teach you how to make promises. It goes like this. Cross my heart and hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. We shake our pinky fingers a few times before releasing it. Keith finally starts to crack a smile. What in the world was that? Sister, please come up with the weirdest things. But thank you. And to keep our promise, and to earn the right to stay with you, I'll do my best. Look at him blushing. He's like a tomato over here. Keith laughs softly. I smile back. I'm so glad to see him back to his usual self. But I start to feel insecure when I look at him. Keith has a natural charm that attracted all the maids in our mansion back home. Starting to understand why they were so drawn to him. He's matured so much. He's tall and strong, like a man. I worry that my cheeks would get even hotter if I kept staring at Keith, so I quickly look away, turning my attention back to the bookshelf. She's tomato red too. Look at us, both of us. Anyway, let's get back to searching for books. Right. I grab a book nearby. It happens to be a romance novel about adopted siblings who fall in love and... I don't know why that's so fucking funny. Oh my god. It's so spot on. The game is like, girls, she can't pick it up. We gotta put a book in her way. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Oh, I love it so much. It happens to be a romance novel. What are the odds that a romance novel would be there, but then it's about adopted siblings who... Oh. I tossed the book back where I found it. That is fucking hilarious. Oh dear god. That it's not like she took it or anything. It's just I found it and it's adopted siblings who fall in love and I just put it right back and like, anyway, and you just... It didn't even need to be there at all, but it just adds so much. There is so much value in that one little line. Like, dear God. Oh, the shenanigans. I didn't see anything. Nope. Fortunately, we find some helpful books about plants and herbs. After that, we decide to take a little break. Yeah, you can't, like, stick that one in your pocket, because then when Keith finds you have a romance novel and he sees what it's about, he's going to be like, you know. Actually, that might have been good for Keith. He put it there on purpose. Because what are the odds that a romance novel about adopted siblings that fall in love is right there when you're looking for books on herbs? You were looking at the romance novels before. Keith was probably like, oh, hey, what is this one about? Love thy sister. Perfect, and then just puts it in front of you. You know, when he's hugging you from behind, slowly slips the book on the shelf, and then, like, totally a plant. Hoping you'd see it, get the hint. We're going to get a cutaway to Keith, and he's going to be like, I put that book there, and she just tossed it down. Damn it. I was hoping to get her to read it. And the cards aren't back yet. And the substitute isn't here either. Then maybe we could look around the ship. Could, but I don't think it's a good idea. If we get found out, the pirates might be even more vigilant with us. I hate to say this, but we can't do anything without their permission right now, so I think we should risk it. Oh, you're right. I don't want them to stop serving us meals. I get that, but more importantly, we need to help the patients in the other medical offices once we figure out the situation with the herbs and sachets. And we need the pirates' help to get that done, right? Oh, of course. You're right. Then I guess we're stuck here until the guard comes back. Oh, let's try searching a little more, and maybe we can find more books that are useful. And thus we return to our search once more. By the way, didn't Sophia mention that she found some Quiddian romance novels? I remember her mentioning that. I wanted to read them, but I never got the chance to explore the library thoroughly until now. I think I saw some romance novels around here. Oh wait, this book's about herbs too. Coincidentally, I find another book about herbs, but it's quite high up, so I try to reach for it. Are we going to fall into Keith's arms? Oh. Just a little higher. The book's on the top shelf, just slightly out of my reach. Almost there! I jump with my hands outstretched. When I think I've finally got the book, I lose my balance. Girl, grab a chair. Come on. Ah! I hold on to a lower shelf to trying to keep my balance. Hold on. What happened to the book? With that movement, I end up pushing the book far into the shelf, so far that I lose sight of it. I'm so surprised that I'm about to tip over. Sister, watch out! With my eyes shut, I fall down and land on my bottom. Oh, it doesn't hurt. I don't remember the floor of the library being this soft. We're on top of Keith. I open my eyes and look down. Oh, we didn't get a CG? Damn it. Keith's underneath me, crushed by my fall. Keith? Ow. Keith, are you alright? I'm so sorry. Are you injured? No, I'm fine. How about you, sister? You said ouch. So obviously my weight is too much for you. Skinny bitch. Just kidding. I don't think it matters how tiny a person is. If they fall on you, it's probably going to hurt. I'm totally fine, but I'm so sorry, Keith. I crushed you with my full weight. I can't believe I did it again. Yeah, I remember that. When we were children, I once fell from a tree I was climbing and landed on top of Keith, crushing him with my bottom. Back then I was bawling, thinking that I accidentally killed my brother with my bottom, but guess I don't have to worry about that anymore. He's a fully grown man now, strong enough to withstand my fall. My heart begins to race again. What's going on with me today? Sister, wait. Look at that bookshelf. When she said she went to grab it and she pushed it in, and I was like, is it a secret book door? Like a bookshelf door? Huh? I look at Keith's astonished face, then turn to see the direction he's staring. My eyes grow wide. I've always wanted like a secret bookshelf door. In place of the bookshelf, there's a set of stairs leading to a basement on a ship. I think Home Depot sells them now. Or like I saw like a post on like Pinterest or something somewhere, and I'm like, that would be awesome. You don't even have to like make one yourself. You could just go buy a fucking bookshelf door, like a secret bookshelf door. Fucking awesome is that? They're in all the fucking secret mansions and stuff. I want a secret bookshelf door. Awesome. What should we do with this? Keith and I look at each other, not knowing what to do about the secret staircase we found on accident. I'll go down there, and maybe we can find something useful. Hey, just wait here, sister. Even if every fucking door in your house was a bookshelf door, how fucking cool would that be? Like your hallway to your bedrooms is like all bookshelf doors. You're like, think of all the extra storage you would have, and like, it would just look really fucking cool. Just saying. You can't go alone. I'm going with you. But we don't know what's in there. It could be dangerous. To admit this, but I can't use my earth magic properly on the ship. So, I won't be able to protect you, sister. But I'm too afraid to stay here alone. There were several times I felt someone watching me from the library. Well, that makes sense now again, because it was like, okay, someone was watching from the library, but we've been in the library, and now we know where they were. I kind of forgot about the watching us from the library. Okay. If Keith leaves me here, I'd feel anxious. I beg Keith to take me with him, and he nods carefully. It's gonna be, Frederick and whatever. Fine, then we'll go together. But the moment we feel like it's too dangerous, we'll head back here, okay? Of course! Keith grabs a candlestick off a desk in the library. Cautiously, we proceed through the staircase. All we can hear are our own footsteps. The candlestick illuminates a small space in front of us as we tread down into the pitch-black darkness. Secret staircase. Sure sounds like something from a manga or a video game, or Scooby-Doo. I wonder what we'll find. Maybe some hidden treasure or a powerful enemy like a final boss. Oh, wait, this isn't a Tome game, not an RPG. Doesn't mean we can't find a boss. Sister, pay attention. Watch your step. Keith checks in on me as we continue to move forward, hand in hand. When we finally reach the room at the end of the staircase, Keith holds the light up so we can get a better look around. Like, and where are whoever was hiding in here? Oh, we get a CG. Keith looks so pretty in this. What's this? There are cages. Oh my god. I didn't think Keith's route would have a cage. I mean, Keith is not putting me in the cage, as far as I'm aware yet, but I didn't think Keith's route was gonna have cages. I didn't see that coming at all. Like, it's not the same because, you know, it's not like, oh, hey, love interest putting you in a cage, but I'm just saying, this game put cages in here. Bravo. It knows what we like. It's like, I mean, they're like, let's put cages in, but like Keith's not gonna put. No, it's fine. But they'll still just get a kick out of the cages because they're degenerates and they're gonna be like, oh, cages, let's go play. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if the love interest has no intention of ever putting you in one. It's the fact that they just exist in a CG. That's it, or a background or something. The fact that cages exist in the game at all is enough to trigger us going, there's cages in here. You know what I mean? Because we're all fucked up like that, so. Cool. Good job, game. Man, this game's just got fucking everything, doesn't it? We see a room full of cages for large animals. Oh, are they smuggling animals? Cages for large animals because, like Toma got us a dog cage. There's no animals in it. I was like, are they smuggling exotic animals? But no, they're for people. That makes the slave trade thing seem a little more likely now. But there are no animals in any of the cages, or any other objects for that matter. No, the cages are completely empty. The empty cages look eerie in the candlelight. This is something strange and unsettling. I'm clinging tightly to Keith's arms as I slowly come to a realization. What are these even here for? Wait, don't tell me... We should head back now. Yeah. Keith puts out the light and begins to walk quickly up the stairs, pulling my hand. At that moment, we hear something behind us. Somebody's there. Somebody was watching us. Oh, fuck. The sound of footsteps behind us gets faster and faster. They should have jumped out at us before. Run! Ooh! I love the tension when they're standing down there and I'm like, but whoever has the cage is going to sneak up behind us as we go run up. They're going to run down, but no, they're down there. Oh my god. We run up the stairs so fast that we almost fall over. Finally, we reach the library. We hurriedly reach for the book that I shoved earlier on accident. Slowly, the bookshelf returns to its place, concealing the staircase once more. I let out a deep sigh of relief. That was unexpected. Can't believe someone was actually there. We could have gotten killed. Don't let your guard down, sister. They know we're here, so they can enter the library another way. We can't stay here. That's true. You don't know how many of these are secret bookcases. But here's the odd thing. I guess they figured no one would try to reach that book of herbs. You know what? I mean, like, I can't even say, like, it should have been a book of, like, math equations, because, like, what if we brought Kent with us? He'd been like, ooh, all for that. You know what I mean? What do you put that's not gonna, you know, make anyone curious? Like, you know? Really, really boring things. You know, I mean, somebody's gonna be like, huh, what do you mean by really boring things? And somebody is gonna see that and be interested. I'm just saying. We gather the books and exit the library, but the substitute guard's still nowhere to be found. Just go run to the infirmary. Can we leave without permission? We have no choice. We have to go back. If we see them on our way, we can explain the situation. Right. I'd rather be scolded by pirates than stay in that library being stalked by an unknown person. It wasn't safe there. Keith and I run back to the medical office. My mind is racing, trying to grasp what I saw in the basement. Cages are not for humans, right? It can't be. The pirates called us prizes. Are they going to lock us up in those cages when we arrive at the port? You're going to tell Sylvan, he's going to be like, whoa. That's insanity. You're actually very hot, girl. No, let me go. Shh, stop moving, you brat. That just sounds like they were getting a little inappropriate. What kind of game is this? Supposed to be light and fluffy. Recall the dream where Maria was being harassed by pirates, and I shiver. Must do everything I can to avoid this ending. Hang on. Sylvanas pirates may be skilled, but there's no way they could have built a hidden room like that after taking over the ship. It was Set and Ryle. That room must have been there the whole time. Was this ship built this way? If so, why? Rosie! I hope you don't have anything to do with this. I thought you were nice. That'd be interesting. I'm confused, trying to connect the dots. I look at Keith running beside me. He looks grim and is thinking deeply, too, unless he heard about some kind of weird shit going on and he went undercover as, like, you know, could have been him. Why would he be with Frederick, though? And why would he have gotten his ass kicked and, like, you know what I mean? But he is, like, the nurse was going to call him Lord, I swear. But, like, you wonder if he had something to do with building the ship and, like, new people. But, like, if the doctor and the nurse know who he is, and he's not hiding it very well. But I was wondering if he's like, I'm undercover just pretending I'm a normal engineer because, you know, I knew something shady was going on. Trying to catch Set and Ryle in the act type of a thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's trying to Scooby-Doo on his own. But I don't want him to be evil. He's too handsome. I mean, for God's sakes, we have a pirate who's not even really good at being a pirate. I mean, I guess he's good. He's good at being a nice pirate, but not like a piratey pirate. You know what I mean? And then you have Rosie, who's sweet and adorable, and then he's going to be like crazy and evil. Like, I don't know. That's weird. I don't think I like that bamboozle game. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Anyway. I'm confused trying to connect the dots. I look at Keith running beside me. He looks grim and is thinking deeply, too. I think I read that, but cages are too small for a predatory beast. Are they meant for humans? Keith mumbles to himself, but I can hear him sharing the same thoughts I have. Those unsettling words echo in my ears as we continue to make our way back to the medical office. You took too long, and someone from a secret basement with cages was trying to get to us. Woo! Keith's route's going fast, motherfucker. Chapter 6. Do they normally have 7? Or is it 7 or 8? I don't know. Unseen shadow. Phew! We're back. After our strange encounter in the library, we managed to return to the medical office. However, and we have 2 save files. We haven't gotten to our second save, so, okay. I noticed Rosie and Silva talking in low voices just outside the door to the medical office. Interesting. Are you guys brothers? The situation seems pretty intense. Not wanting to disturb them, Keith and I hide from sight. Well, it said Keith and I hid, sorry. What are they talking about? Is it something the patients can't hear? I guess so. Needed to step outside if Silva was just inquiring about Rosie's injury after all. But see, this is also why, like, you think that Rosie's helping them. But maybe Rosie is the one that hired them. Okay, hear me out. Rosie obviously is not just an engineer. He's some kind of lord. He's got money. Okay? Like, money, education, all that shit, right? So Silva's always like, I'm not telling you who hired us. And before it was always like, is Rosie in league with the pirates? He's in cahoots? What if he's the one that hired the pirates? But get the ship, get the people, because he found out that, like, because think about it, the sachets are making people sick. That seems a little too coincidental to be like, oh my god, people just happen to be getting sick. It seems like that's what they wanted. So, and you know, Set and Ryle are pretty close, and they were trying to kidnap Maria in the common route ending, right? So, like, I feel like maybe you shouldn't have done the common route the first thing, because then, like, otherwise in this, you never have any indication that Set and Ryle are evil. You know what I mean? Like, like Ryle shows up in the infirmary and then leaves, and like, and then that's it, and it's like, huh, and he's a little sus, but that's it, and you never see Set otherwise, but like, except for, I think in Jordo's route, him arguing. Well, Rosie told us to leave. Frederick was arguing with somebody, wasn't he? Or was Set arguing with Fred? I don't remember. Anyway. But, like, you never really see them being shady as fuck. The only reason we know that they're not good people is because of what happened to Maria in the common route ending. So, if they were like, oh, we'll just have the ship and then we'll, like, why else would, when we ended up at the pirate mansion, they're all treating us right, blah, 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 because Set and Ryle were trying to kidnap everyone and we're going to sell everyone, hence the cages, because they're clearly the ones that built it. But maybe Rozzy knew about it because he obviously did he confirm he had something to do with building the ship? Or he's just an engineer on the ship, but he knows a lot about the ship. You know what I mean? So it makes sense that somehow he found out, he knew about that, and is like, yeah, nah, I don't like this shit. So hired the pirates to basically kidnap everyone to, you know, not be sold off. Because the way Silva treats everyone, we all keep saying, this is a little weird. Why are they all so fucking nice? Because, yeah, no. Rozzy being like, I need you to kidnap everyone. And they're like, huh? Here's the deal. Set and Ryle are gonna kidnap everyone and sell them off on the slave trade and whatnot. But I think that's fucked up, so I want you to kidnap them, but keep them safe, yo. You know what I mean? Like, it's a noble kidnapping? Like, that's hilarious. Like, I kind of love that. And that's a twist on a twist. Like, we're getting kidnapped double time. Like, we were getting kidnapped. Like, oh my god. So anyway, that's kind of cool. So then explains, so Rozzy isn't just siding with the pirates. Before I always thought, like, oh, he's here and maybe he's with the pirates. No, he hired the pirates. That's even better. Holy shit. Awesome. Anyway. And everyone's always sus at Rozzy except for us.
I see. Then, I guess we should hurry. Yeah, and also...
Yeah, because they weren't calling him Lit, they were calling him Lord. She said L-O, she started saying Lord, yeah. I forgot we knew Rozzy's last name.
Yeah, and also...
Yeah, they're definitely working together, but I think Rozzy hired them. Oh no, I can't hear anything. They're talking so quietly that it's difficult to hear. But I don't think they're talking about Rozzy's injury. Those two... Keith begins to think deeply with a grim look on his face. It seems like they're done talking. Silva starts to walk in our direction. He'll find us hiding at this rate. Not wanting to seem suspicious, Keith and I rush from our hiding spot to greet Rozzy. Oh, hey, Silva, what's up? Hi, Rozzy! Silva looks startled by our sudden arrival, but he doesn't say anything. As Silva walks away silently, Rozzy turns to us and smiles.
Welcome back.
Yeah, and by the way, is everything okay? You were talking to Silva and it seems serious.
I just told him about the sachets and how the doctor collapsed.
Oh, I see. I mean, that's feasible. Not exactly. You're telling him that because you're like, here's the deal, but also you're working with him. He doesn't seem to be convinced. I'm not fully convinced. I do believe that he could absolutely have been telling him that. But it's not just like, oh, I'm just happen to pass along information to our captors that I hired to kidnap everyone to prevent you from being kidnapped and sold. Like, noble kidnapping. I love it. I love it. It's crazy. But he asks no further questions, and the three of us go back inside the office together. And maybe that mansion was Rozzy's mansion. Who knows? After we get inside, Rozzy sits on a chair beside the herbs. He offers both Keith and I a seat in front of him. As they take care of other patients, some of the nurses glance over at Rozzy with worried looks on their faces. Didn't bother us.
So, how'd it go? Did you find the books?
Nope, no books at all. That's only why we're carrying books. Oh, yeah, we found them, but...
Did something happen?
We should tell Rozzy. Should we tell him? I think we should. I feel like Keith would be like, no, we can't tell him, but I want to tell him. Yeah, actually... Oh, we are going to tell him. I feel like even if Rozzy is helping the pirates, or, well, again, I think he's had them kidnap us to prevent us from being sold. I feel like he knows about the room. But he's going to pretend he doesn't, because then he'd reveal everything and, like, no. As we talk to Rozzy about the hidden room that we found in the library, Rozzy's face grows stiff. Rozzy, you're one of the engineers, right? Did you know anything about this room?
I've never even heard of it. I had no idea there was a secret room built into the ship.
Did he, though? Well, maybe he overheard plans about kidnapping. Maybe didn't know about the room, but I think he's kidnapping us to prevent us from being kidnapped. You know what I'm saying?
This is highly suspicious. Or maybe someone made it for evil purposes.
But that would imply that the people who made this ship were responsible. Do you think that Lord Set or Lord Ryle... And both of them are supposedly under the pirate surveillance. Hold on. Shit, I had a sneeze. It just started coming out and I was like, oh, and then it just went away. I hate that. Oh my god. That, like, and then not sneezing. Damn it. Anyway. And both of them are supposedly under the pirate surveillance, just like we are. So I doubt they'd be lurking down there.
Wait, what did you say? There was somebody down there.
Yeah, we heard somebody there. But I don't like this. Wait, someone was in my cage room? I mean, listen, Rosie, are you going to put me in a cage? I really thought you were going to be, not like that. I didn't think anybody was going to be, demented like that. I still just want to believe that Rosie's kidnapping us out of the kindness of his heart, not because he's, There's definitely something going on, though, and he's definitely involved in it somehow, because, when you first see him, he's like, wait, in the very beginning, he's like, uh-huh, seeing us or whatever, so... We continue our story, telling Rosie how we were chased as we tried to climb the staircase back to the library. Rosie groans.
So, they tried to go after you. It's possible that whoever was down there saw your faces. I must take precautions. And they might try to come find you again to shut you up. And be sure to lock your doors and ask for more guards.
Guards? You mean the pirates? That's odd. The pirates who are trying to sell us as slaves are supposed to guard us? Well, they didn't build the slave room. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And they're guarding every room, correct? We know the pirates can't be the ones responsible for those cages in the basement. You'll be safe as long as they're guarding you.
See what I mean? He's like, ask for more guards. And we're like pirates? He's like, I'm right. He's so in cahoots with the pirates. But again, I feel like it's for noble reasons. He's trying to protect us via use of pirates. Cute. Because if you think about it, if Set is the one that's trying to, kidnap and sell people, right? He's got Frederick on his side, so you don't think the Quidian Navy or Royal Army or whatever the fuck is, kind of involved. I just, they're not gonna... there's not, he's the premier, right? Which I feel like he's super important. I don't necessarily... He's the king, right? Isn't he their king? Or he's super important up there anyway, right? I don't know how their system of government works. I don't know. Okay? But so you think he wouldn't have a way out of it? People up in people high in power get away with a lot of shit, like murder. So I think kidnapping, selling people on the black market would be totally get away with it. So, which is why Rosie has to do an underhanded way of save-napping us? He's save-napping us. Totally okay. Anyway. He has a point, but hold on. How does Rosie know that the pirates are guarding every room? If he's here as an engineer, he wouldn't have known about the guest rooms. Was he locked in one too? And maybe he got involved in something brutal and ended up getting injured.
Anyway, thanks for bringing these books. Yeah, I went through a lot to get them. Let's start our research.
Right, so this book is about their habitats, and these three are about their effects. This one's about their taste and shape.
Well, you brought all kinds of books. I'll start reading immediately.
Rosie smiles and reaches for the books. I mean, the doctor's not dead. He might wake up at some point. What? Huh? We're not gonna read them together? Rosie opens a book and starts to read at a remarkable speed. Her jaws drop. God damn! Rosie just gets more impressive as we go. If he's gonna put me in a cage, I'm not even gonna complain at this point. I wouldn't have complained at any point, but I'm just saying, the more impressive they make him, the less I'm gonna care if he's evil. Wow, he's so fast. Is he even reading it? I just find it hard to believe that he could even be slightly shady, though. I'm barely able to process that thought before Rosie's read through all the books that we brought.
Ew, that'll do.
You're quite the fast reader, aren't you? Is he a robot? So, was anything helpful?
Oh, yeah. I'm positive that the herb we need is called Rudamon. That's an herb from Sorcier.
It seems like he truly read all of those books in that short amount of time. Impressive, or he already knew the answer and he just pretended to read. I'm pretty sure he's just good at speed reading.
According to this book, it has a sweet fragrance and tastes like flower nectar. It helps to purify and disinfect your body. And most importantly, its effectiveness increases when blended with other herbs. Alright, then this must be the bottle we're looking for.
He takes a bottle labeled Rudamon. It's only half full.
Well, that's not enough to make tea for all the sick patients. Can you find any more?
See. Keith checks all the labs. Checks all the labels. He checks the greenhouse, too, for any fresh herbs. He shakes his head sadly. No luck, it seems. Guess that's the only Rudamon left. I don't see any plants either. And maybe he broke the pot while Silva and I were fighting earlier. Oh, right. Do remember some pots breaking. Unfortunate. If that's the case, then what should we do? Should we look for seeds? We can't just sit around waiting for them to grow. Should we ask the doctor if he has any more? Oh, but he's still resting from the collapse. I look up at Keith to ask if he has any ideas. I find him looking around curiously. Did he notice something? Keith, is something wrong? Oh, it's just that I noticed there were a lot of bottles lying around. I follow his glance, see what he means. There are a lot of empty bottles around the room. Maybe the doctor was drinking them? But I've never seen him drink before, have you? Oh, but why are there so many bottles of them here?
Bottles? Oh, I get it. That's the tincture.
Tincture?
Let me explain. A tincture is a concentrated herbal extract that's made when a dried herb is soaked with alcohol. The alcohol can extract certain elements that water can't. It can make the effects of an herbal solution stronger.
So, as the tincture is more effective, we can make a stronger solution with a smaller amount of herb?
Exactly. It does take time to make, though.
And perhaps the doctor already made some. Look at all these bottles. We might find a ready-made tincture somewhere. If we can find that, we'd be able to treat all the sick patients. All right then, I'm going to start looking. He stands up, determined to search for the tincture. Tincture? A weird word. I'll help you. And perfect place to stop. So, we're going to continue looking for the tincture. I can't say that. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.